Hey everybody, I'm Chris here with Let's Talk After School. I'm here at Osti-Con 2022 again, and we're here with StartUp, SmartUp. This is Justin. He's going to tell us a little bit about their program, their initiatives, and what they're doing. Justin,
Great.
how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. So StartUp, SmartUp is an online educational platform. We teach students in middle school and high school how to start their own businesses. And a lot of entrepreneurial programs, entrepreneurship programs will kind of start with more of an academic or theoretical approach to kind of unpacking what that means to be an entrepreneur, and they'll go through, all of that process and work through to the end of the program where they may, they'll try to identify some sort of an opportunity to provide a solution to, and then figure out whether that's a product or service and have a go-to-market strategy and all these analyses, which are important. It's all good work to be done. But it also leaves a lot of wiggle room for, failure ultimately, and just like, can you really have a viable business that you're going to bring to market at the end of whatever that program is? And so we decided to lead with the programs and lead with the jobs. And so we bring 11 jobs to the table that the kids get to choose from. And so some are traditional jobs like window washing, landscaping, auto detailing, pool maintenance, babysitting, and dog walking, which kids can go out and make $25 to $50 an hour like right away. This week. And so we have video tutorials and guidebooks that show them exactly how to go about doing that, and then we have more 21st century facing jobs like website development, social media marketing, and e-commerce, and those are more of a pathway kind of exploration of what you can do with that. They can still eventually start making money doing that, but there's more of a learning curve, obviously.
Right.
And we have a curriculum that walks them through each of those particular jobs, and we have a creative side of things as well that students can choose from, including party and event planning, and beauty and health, kind of with
Like cosmetology?
Well, focus on hair, nails, makeup, and salon.
Okay.
Skin. And so it's like a pre-pathway to potentially cosmetology school, where they're going to be able to explore their curiosities and their creativity, and just become good at something. If they can be better than their peers, then they have the opportunity to provide that service that nobody else can do. And so,
right, and we were talking the other day. I think today's age is the best time for people to start their own business, especially young. I feel like when we were going through school, it was either college or military, or you did a part-time job. There was really no push for people to do that, or no way. Now with technology being the way it is, where you can get your information out to anywhere, in a matter of seconds, I feel like now is the perfect time for kids to really kind of find out what they want to do. Like you said, it's kind of a pathway to cosmetology school. They might get into cosmetology school a year in and realize they don't like it. Well, this way they get that,
put their toe in the water
yeah,
a bit,
yeah.
And also, like, we explore all the different pathways out after cosmetology school that can be in a salon, but can also be like in a theater, or can be independent. Like if you want to go to nursing school after having a cosmetology degree, you can go in, and there's all kinds of beauty products and services that you can provide as a nurse with that kind of a combined background, that you could make a ton of money.
Yeah.
And kids just don't know about those kind of things. So it's not that, like, I'm not against college or
No.
higher level stuff. This program will position kids who want to go to college for a much more competitive admissions process, where they'll have, if they can put that they've been a business owner on their application, they're going to be head and shoulders above the competition. Just if they're going, they have all the grades and all of the sports and all of the extracurricular, just like everybody else, but then they also can say that they've been a business owner, then that's going to really put them in a good position. It did for me. But also, it's for those students who just don't find success academically. But that's not to say that they are bound to be, anything other. There's all kinds of reasons that students don't do well in school academically, but they're driven. They want things in life, and they don't know, necessarily how to get from point A to point B. And so until they see that pathway, they can be a bit lost, and that energy can be put, if it's not put in the right direction, it can go in the wrong direction. And so we're here to try to help, show them that, like, here's a pathway, here's 11 pathways for you. And even if it's not our pathways, the structure that we provide with our lesson plans, which is the curriculum. So there's those 11 jobs, and then we have the curriculum. that walks them through 11 chapters that shows them the hard and soft skill sets that are necessary to get their business up and running. From hard skill sets such as building their website, designing their logo and their business cards, working with a CRM platform and calendaring things, to the soft skill sets of understanding what goal setting is and how important that is, and setting small, measurable, attainable goals in an effort to get to your long-term goals, right? Short-term, mid-term, long-term. Understanding what the sales cycle is, looking at prospecting, presenting your bid, presenting your offer, understanding like how to manage expectations and manage objections, and what do you do when somebody says no, right? As a kid, when you're trying to communicate with adults, that's that's hard enough, even for adults to communicate with adults. So as a kid, that takes some coaching and some role playing, and we have all of that built into it. And that's where we're developing that grit and that rigor and the tenacity that it takes. I mean, not just to be successful as a business owner, but like just to be in the real world.
Yeah,
like
in life.
It takes all of those things. It's just life.
Yeah.
And so we get into that. We get into all of the 30 principles of from How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So show up on time. There's smile. Like it's just basic communication 101. Along with all kinds of like entrepreneurial readiness, emotional IQ, career pathway exploration, looking at what's important to the kids in terms of what do they want to do with their time, how do they want to spend their day, how do they look forward to working, and taking all of those things into consideration, presenting some career pathways that may make sense based on what they have to say for themselves.
Very cool. So if a school is interested in Startup SmartUp, where would they go first to kind of find out more information? Or it's all virtual, right? Like your program?
So all of the content is accessible. It has to be online. So you need a internet connection and a computer to access the lesson plans and the curriculum and the videos and everything. But it certainly can be run virtually. So if there's a big storm or there's a global pandemic or something, we certainly can.
How could that? When would that ever happen?
You can still deploy the lessons virtually, yes, but it's really meant to be done in person in a group setting. Each chapter we ask that the class break up into different groups and take on all these different principles that we're learning or teaching them rather, and they watch the videos, which are available both in English and in Spanish for the record, and then they watch these videos and they teach it back to the rest of the class, and by doing that they're really reinforcing these principles that they're learning. They're going to be working on their self-esteem and their confidence and their ability to speak to their peers all around this kind of social and emotional content, but through the perspective of entrepreneurship. So they can reach me at justin@startupsmartup.com, or just go to startupsmartup.com and click the Connect tab up on the top right-hand corner.
Very cool.
And I would be remiss if I didn't also finish up with, at the end of the curriculum in Chapter 11, and kind of peppered throughout, we do get into financial literacy in terms of understanding how the banking system works, how to open a bank account, and what's a debit card, what are overdraft fees, and how to avoid those.
Yes.
How to budget both from a personal standpoint and from a business standpoint, understanding your variable costs, your fixed costs, your break even, your profit margin.
That is huge.
Looking at what's a credit score, what are credit cards, how to save versus invest. So we get into some now that they're starting to make this money, it's important that they know what to do with it on a level. We get into e-payments and understanding PayPal and Cash App and how to connect those things to your bank account once you've done that. And so we want them to be positioned to move forward in life, more streamlined and more empowered than they were, before having started the program.
Right, and all these vendors here, we're all teaching them great skills, but like you said, some of this stuff is life skills that they're going to need to know, like how to budget your checkbook, how to, what's the difference between saving and investing, like you said. So I think that's great. And you said this is mainly, do you start at middle school or you start at high school?
Both.
Both?
Okay. Yeah, middle school and up, really. We work with parent engagement groups. We work with reintegration folks who have either graduated or not, young adults who are moving from juvenile departments back into non-governmental, halfway houses. So I mean, it's up because the old, young parents who have babies and they need
income now. Yeah.
Income now, right? As opposed to the middle schoolers who they're starting to think about things that they're going to want, and so this is more of a planting seeds to let them know that they can do these things. Because kids don't know what they don't know, and they don't know that they can go do things until somebody tells them that they can, often. And so in junior high and middle school, it's more of an exploration of what can be done, and to open their eyes and let them know that that's the case. And then in high school and beyond, it's more of an action plan where it's like, I'm dating now. I want to be able to engage socially and go out and have dinners and have go to whatever it is that they want to do, right? Mm-hmm. Or they have needs also. I need to know that I can make $300 a month so that I have a good lunch every day to rely on. Yeah. So there's the whole spectrum of needs to wants, and we're here to support the kids wherever they fall on that spectrum.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. I'm going to have information for StartUp, SmartUp in the description below, all the contact information if you need to get a hold of anybody. So thanks for checking us out, and Justin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.